Let us start with one of the most wonderful operator of RxJS, that is switchMap. And for the demonstration example, we are going to create an Angular app and an Angular component. Let me give it a name switchMap. Let me add the selector of the switchMap newly added component to the app component. So that it can easily available on the first page while running the application. So what basically switchMap does is it will do nothing but it will take an observable and it will give you an output as a new observable with all the previous values and applied functions that you are mapping the value. Let us create a simple observable and print that value on the console. First add the reference by importing the of and switchMap, and let me try to write an observable and print the related values. And after applying the switchMap, let me again reprint all the values of the same observable that has been passed through the switchMap. We have given the observable of values 1, 2, 3, and we are doing nothing but printing the same values. Console.log v. Now let me pass these values to the switchMap. Also let me assign it to some variable switched1 so as to give it a better look. Let me pass in the pipe a switchMap operator, and there we will decide the values that are coming will be reshuffling to which number of values. Let me say all the values will be try to generate the new value with numbers plus 10 and number plus 20. The value 1 will be mapped to n plus 10 and n plus 20, that is 11 and 21. 2 will be correspondence 12 and 22. 3 will be correspondence to 13 and 23. Let me log all the values that has been passed through the switchMap. On the top we have just added the projected method, that is nothing but a function that will apply and emit the source observable and returns an observable. Let me check the output. Let me just start and just checking on the developer tool. Let me open the browser. It may have some error. Let me just refresh the page. Everything is alright and there is no error. Let me just so let us see the values of observable is 1, 2, 3, and the corresponding mapped value is 1 has been added to 10 and 20, that is 11 and 21, and 2 has been mapped same as, let me see in the component what we have added. We have added 10 and 20 corresponding to the values 1, 2, 3, and that has been mapped. 1 has been mapped to 10 and it becomes 11 for the next observable, and 1 and 21. Then for 2 it becomes 12 and 22. For 3 it becomes 13 and 23. That is the value that we will subscribe to the switched observable that has been good and that has been projected through the switchMap projected method and emitted the values. For our convenience, let me start again. We will add one more switchMap operator on the already added observable. We have already added one switchMap, and now we are going to apply one more switchMap so as to check what will happen when we have the three values that has been emitted from the source observable. It becomes the output as a 6 values with the help of switchMap that we have applied. Now we have the 6 different values as a final values, and we will again project that values to two different values, that is n plus 100 and n plus 200. Let me just log these values and check the output. So now on the source observable we have 1, 2 and 3, and when we applied the first switch map operator with the help of n plus 10 and n plus 20, then it emitted the values that are corresponding to one map to 10 and 20, that is 11 and 21, and then 2 map to 2 plus 10 and 20, it becomes 12 and 22, then 3 becomes 13 and 23. And the same way now we have the final output as 6 values, and that 6 values will become the input observable for the next switch map value. Then we have added the 11 to the 100, that becomes 111, and that 11 has been added to 200, that becomes 211. Then the second value comes, that is 21, that has been added to 100, that becomes 121, and the second becomes added and becomes 221. In the same way all the values has been mapped to each and every related values.